Good evening. In this video, we are opening an old WAPA device to see what's inside and also to see what kind of capacitor we have. As you see, we have here a little regulator, which I think we have to take out before we remove this the front of this machine. And here is a speciality of these devices. If you want to take this regulator out, you have to unscrew it through this hole here. And you see inside, if you turn it in the right angle, there is a little bolt keeping the regulator in its place. This is the bolt that we have to After unscrewing the bolt, now we can take off the regulator. The bolt has fallen inside. That may cause some problems for the future, and there are also other things falling inside. Makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, now let's open this one. Here the front, and be careful about the little bolts. Okay. I like the WAPA devices because of their really nice backlight reddish shining protection that they have here. Okay, let's see what we find. Okay, 3 already of the screws. Now the fourth one. Okay. When opening it, we have to be careful because I don't know at the moment how these cables are fixed, and maybe the case will not open. If you pull here, this really is a little bit complicated because we have to be very careful now, and I am not sure. Oh yes, it has glued somehow. Maybe the wax was spilling out. Okay, so here are the very small two parts. Here is the bolt that holds the regulator, and here is the metal part holding everything inside the box. So this is what we find now. Looks very clean. Nice. That's good. Okay, now we are checking the device. The device is inside. Here are the cables coming out of the energy, the load and the zero. And here you see, here is where the regulator, this part here, gets his contact and is bringing this energy to the handle. And here we have the capacitor. Now give me some time to loosen this capacitor as good as I can. To show you this is really critical work, and it's very complicated to get these guys out of this box here. You need pliers and everything, and to first remove that kind of paper. It looks like a kind of paper, and really this is hard work to get those old pieces out. I maybe will cut this cable here now. So now I continue with pulling this out. You really need power for this, because as you see, this was glued, and you see that the capacitor is in a pretty nice shape, but we don't want this to be in, because we don't rely on this kind of wax made capacitors. In the next step, I would like to glue my to solder my capacitor, to fix it inside the device. First, I put some solder material here on the capacitor. Then I put some of this material here. Okay, and the same here. Now we solder these two together. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Oh no, doesn't. So we do this again. Okay. Now yeah. Okay. Now we take the shrinking tube that we placed here, like this, and use our heater. No, not there. So we use this one. Works the same, but I like to use the heat cannon, the heat pistol for this. Okay. Good. Now the same thing here. Okay. Good. Now the capacitor is fixed. There are some possibilities now that we have to install this capacitor, but for our purpose here, I think we take it like this and carefully place it inside here. So looks good. What I'll do now is I place some glue inside. You also could use that kind of plastic that is melting. Don't know the English word for it at the moment. And just press it against this place here for some seconds and see if it's working. No, does not work. Okay. No, then we leave it like this. No problem for our video. So now comes the complicated part. We bring the whole stuff back again. Be careful. The bakelite breaks very easily, and don't give too much pressure on it. If you pull this lovely material here back, and as you see, there are problems coming now. Yeah. So here we are. Now the complicated part. The first one is that we forgot something. This is what always happens. This part here, which is very important for bringing the whole stuff back again. This is delicate operation. Now this is the worst part coming of this repair, the most complicated, which needs the most patience to get this piece back through this hole, and this takes a lot of time. Just wanted to warn you, but here is the trick. You put the bolt in it and you can use the bolt to grab this part and to bring it inside. As you can see, I have the regulator here, already put the other part back on it again, and now trying to do my best. Now we are improving. I just wanted to show you the function of this hammer with this WAPA device. Now I put in the regulator and now pushing the regulator against the movable tank, and now the device starts firing. That's good, sounds good. You also can see now that the electrode